All right. All right. All right. All right. Shalom, Israel. All praises to the Most High and power to the chosen people. All right. Now, in today's lesson, I'm going to go over, does Yah hate? Does Yah hate? All right. I'm going to debunk this premise that, you know, when we say we hate something, it's has something to do with a violent act, or I'm going to do an act of violence to somebody. I'm going to break down in the Hebraic thought the true meaning of hate, what it truly means, and how there's such thing as righteous hate. All right. And so the question, does Yah hate, will be answered in today's lesson. All right. So let me go into that real quick. Let me share my screen. All right. All right. Does Yah hate? Now let's continue. Now let's break down the word hate. Now the first alphabet that you see, because Hebrew reads from the right to left. You see Shin, then you have Nun, and those two letters together means to distance, to keep away, to fend off, reject. And then you have the letter Aleph, and that's the first letter of the alphabet of the Hebrew alphabet. And Aleph exudes the Most High. Aleph represents Yah. So if you distance and reject and keep away and fend off from Yah, Yah hates anybody that rejects the God consciousness, you know, of the Hebraic people or him. Anything that's against Yah, Yah hates or rejects. Hence the word itself. The word hate in Hebrew, basically is anyone that rejects Yah. So if it's against Yah, we must hate it, which means we must, distance ourselves from it. We must reject it, keep away from it. That's all it means. That's all the word means. The word hate in Hebrew, all it means is to reject, to distance, to keep away. It's not like it's used in the Western form. In English, in the Westernized, meaning of hate, it has a connotation of, doing something to somebody for no reason, or hurting somebody, or being violent. That's never my purpose, to be violent, to cause harm, or to, do things to people for no cause. That's not even my character. That's not, true Israelites' character. We just reject wickedness. That's all it is. Rejecting wickedness, distancing ourselves from wickedness. So you have to understand Hebraic thought about the word hate. When I say I hate, so if I say I hate this, I hate that, I'm using it in the Hebraic mind, and I'm in my Eastern mind frame when I say it. I'm not looking to be violent. I'm just saying that simply I want to stay away from evil. I want to separate myself from evil. That's why I use the word. I'm not using it in the sense of, I'm going to do something to somebody for no good reason. That's wickedness. I would never do that. I would never do that. And most Israelites in this truth would never do that. So keep that in mind. All right. So now we're going to get into 1 John 2, 9 through 17. And the subject, and you're going to see in this context, you're going to see there's going to be two different subjects being talked about. And you're going to see some favoritism. It's interesting. People always want to say that the scriptures are we all the same, but I tend to see favoritism in this thing. So let's read verse 9. He that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in darkness even until now. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is none occasion of stumbling in him. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes. So you see right here, we're supposed to love our brother. Here in this context, it's talking about loving our brothers and how we abide in light, right? And how hypocritical if you say you're in light but you hate your brother, right? And of course, that's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to love your people. You're supposed to, not be wicked towards, your brothers and sisters, right? Not causing people to stumble, right? So let's continue to read. Let's see what goes on after that. Verse 12. I write unto you, little children, because your sins are forgiven you for his name's sake. I write unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I write unto you, young men, because ye have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little children, because ye have known the Father. Look at, whoa, so let's go back. I write unto you, young men, because ye have overcome the wicked one. There's a difference. That's a difference. He's telling people not to hate your brother. Right here, he's saying you overcome the wicked one. So, it goes to show you, not everyone is your brother. Not everyone is your brother. That's obvious. So let's keep reading. I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of Yah abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one. So, whoa, he's talking about he's talking to a specific group of people, talking about how he written unto them, how Yah abideth in them, and how they overcome the wicked one. So we see there's two subject matters. We see how we're supposed to love our brothers, and we see how we're supposed to separate from wickedness. So not everybody is your brother. This is clear as day. Clear as day. The prophet John, you know what I'm saying? Is speaking the word to Israel, not the whole world. We're going to get into that later, but this is obviously talking to a specific group of people and talking about how wicked another group of people are. And let's continue to read. And it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of Yah abideth forever. All right. So what's the opposite of love? Hate, right? If you love not the world, the opposite of love is obviously hate. Like I said, when it comes to Yah, Yah is not lukewarm in any of his actions. Either you love or you hate. Ain't no there's in between. Ain't no in betweens with Yah. Yah deals with absolutes. Yah deals with facts. Yah deals with straight up truth. Ain't no tiptoeing with Yah. You either hate it or you love it. And so to say Yah is not a Yah of hate, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Because there's such things as righteous hate. Removing yourself from wickedness, separating from wickedness, that is righteous hate. Right? Justice, eye for eye, these things are righteous. That's righteous hatred. Because Yah is a Yah of justice. He never forgets what people do to his chosen people. And he casts judgment, on the chosen people and on the enemies and for their wickedness as well. And their time is coming. All right. So let's continue. Here's a connection. John 4, starting at verse 4. Yea, ye are of Yah, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. There you go again. We see a distinct difference. Ye are of Yah, little children, and have overcome them. So them ain't of Yah, obviously. So this whole thing, we all the same, cut it. But because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. They are of the world. Therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. So they of the world heareth them, that let them do them. But let's keep reading. We are of Yah. He that knoweth Yah heareth us. He that is not of Yah heareth not us. Hereby know we the spirit of truth and the spirit of error. Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of Yah, and everyone that loveth is born of Yah and knoweth Yah. He that loveth not knoweth not Yah, for Yah is love. So you see this. It's talking to a specific group of people and how they have overcome them, and how, Yah is in them, and how the world, is of they. They are of the world, and we are of Yah, and how we should love one another. That the context is us loving one another, not us loving them of the world. Why would we love them of the world? If he was talking about loving everybody, he would say love, uh, your brethren, and love them of the world too. But look, he doesn't tell us to do that. There's a distinction between, the children of Yah and of those that are of the world. It's very distinct. And they always say Yah is love, but yeah, Yah is of love, and righteous hatred is also showing love too, because love is action based. Love is not feeling based. Love is action based. Serving justice is love as well. If you do something wrong and you get punished for it, that's love. Just like a child. You have a child. If you don't listen to you, you whip them real good and hope that child gets his act together. That is a form of love. Love is action based. So when Yah casts judgment, when if Yah punish somebody, or if Yah brings forth justice for wrongdoings, that's love as well. Righteous hatred is also love. Let's make no mistake about it. There's nothing wrong with Yah hating. It's just that you have to understand the context. You have to get out of the Christian doctrine of how they're teaching things and understand the true context of things and the Hebraic thought of what's being said. Because in the Hebraic thought, hate is more so a separation thing than this, oh, I'm just gonna do this and this to somebody for no reason. That's KKK white supremacy stuff. Ain't nobody, especially me, I ain't about that. I'm about building a nation of people again, restoring our culture, coming back to our Yah, following the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. So let's continue to go. Let's see, how do I love Yah? So that's another question, because people always talk about Yah is love and I love Yah, but how do you show your love? Let's see. 2 John 1:6, and this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye should walk in it. All right. That's love. The commandments, walking after, what Yah has put forth. That's love. Like I said, if you say you love Yah, but then you don't never listen to him, you showing that you hate him, right? Just like, if I use this example all the time, just like you're a parent and you tell your kids to do stuff and they don't never listen to you, they always disrespecting you, talking back, and they don't never want to do what you say. But then their kids say you love you, you ain't gonna believe them, because you're gonna be like, you don't never do what I say. How can you love me but you're gonna never listen to me? You'll never hearken to my words. So why would it be different with Yah? If we don't listen to Yah, how can we say we love Yah but we never listen to him or ever try to follow the things that he wants to follow? It don't make sense. You have to follow his ways. You can't be saying his laws are done away with and then say I love him. How are his laws done away with? His laws are not flawed. There's a scientific proof for every law put forth. A scientific proof for every law put forth. There are reasons why we are supposed to follow the laws. Dietary laws, the reason why we're supposed to follow them, to keep so that we don't get sick and diseases, right? Adultery and all these different things. We don't, what I'm saying? It's just, there's reasons behind everything. So Yah did not make laws just to be making them. He made laws because they were beneficial to the world and to society and how things are supposed to operate in its natural order. So there's nothing wrong with Yah's laws, because it says in scriptures that Yah has no variableness. So if Yah doesn't change, why would his laws change? Because his laws are in nature in general. So why would Yah's laws change if he doesn't change? That's a contradiction, right? So let's keep going. John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. John, 1 John 2 and 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. And these are all New Testament verses. Commandments is key. Keeping the commandments is key. And it's not just not just the letter of the law, but it has to be in your heart. This is why in the New Testament they were trying to get into the Pharisees and Sadducees' head that, okay, you get the letter of the law here and there, but you really hypocritical though. You say you follow the law and you got the letter of the law down, that's all good, but you know, your heart not in it. You have a wicked intention behind what you're doing. You're trying to, you know, you pull the flack out of somebody else's eye, pull the plank out of somebody else's eye, but you got the beam in your eye. See what I'm saying? In the New Testament, you know, a lot of these Pharisees, they were hypocritical, always pointing, nitpicking people, acting like they're better than people, instead of trying to, live out the spiritual essence of the law. You know what I'm saying? Because you can be law, and be wicked, like the Pharisees were, which is why you had to approach it differently than in the Old Testament, where thus saith Yahweh, just follow this and follow that. They already know that. So you have to come at them with a different approach, which is why people get things misconstrued, thinking that the laws are done away with. But no, you're just trying to give a whole nother understanding to a group of people that understand the law, but don't understand the spirit of the law, or how to put the laws in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, right? That's the difference. That's the difference. All right. So now we got that down. Now we're going to see what First John 2, First John 4, all that stuff was talking about as far as loving your brother and then overcoming them in the world. And so I'm going to show you how only Israel have a covenant with Yah, so other nations are innately against Yah, which means they are of the world and are not your brother, they are your enemy. Not everyone is your brother. Just point that out right now. Not everyone is your brother. All right. And so Yah made a covenant with Israel. Right? So if Yah made a covenant only with the nation of Israel and no other nation, then how are those other nations your brother? How can those other nations follow Yah if Yah never dealt with them on a mass scale? It's just common sense. If Yah never made a covenant with another nation, if Yah never gave his service or his laws to another nation, then how are those nations righteous nations if they don't even know our Yah in a large scale? Think about nationally. Think about globally. If nations don't know Yah as a whole, how can these nations be righteous nations? I mean, it's simple. So let's go into scripture to prove this. That that Yah only deals with Israel on a large scale. It's just proof is in the pudding. So Psalm 147, 17 through 19. He casteth forth his ice like morsels. Who can stand before his cold? He sendeth out his word and melteth them. He causeth his wind to blow and the waters flow. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. And then after that, it talks about how he dealt so with no other nation. So that's proven the pudding. He gave his law, statutes, commandments to Israel. So how can other nations be righteous as a whole? They can't, because he never dealt with them like that. They don't have an obligation to follow Yah. This is why we get punished more than any other nation, because we are obligated. We have a contract with Yah. We have to fulfill our end of the bargain. Other nations don't have a contract with us. They don't have no obligation to follow our Yah. They don't. Right? So on a mass scale, these nations are innately against you and against your Yah. It's just a fact. And this is proof of it right here, Psalm 147. And so I'm going to go into more proof on predestined blessings and predestined curses. Predestined blessed nations and predestined cursed nations. Let's keep going. Go into the second Esdras and the Apocrypha. Right? And so pretty much through Esdras is pretty much, picking apart Israel and showing how, going through the timeline of how Israel did a lot of wickedness and how we fell off, and he's pretty much just trying to, you know, regather Israel. He's trying to help people remember the greatness of Israel, and he's trying to get our people back on track. And so this was Ezra's mission pretty much his whole time, was to pretty much get Israel back on track and help them understand where they at and where they need to go and how they need to move forward. All right. So here we go. Second Ezra 3:13-16, starting at verse 13. Now, when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovest, and unto him only thou shewest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. So you see this, he made an everlasting covenant with him. Isn't that the whole world? Did it say the world? No, it says him, right? Yah made a covenant with Abraham, and he would never forsake his seed. So if he would never forsake his seed, then how can the Israelites be done away with? So let's continue. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. Watch this. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great multitude. You see that? He put by Esau. He threw Esau away like trash, but he kept Jacob. That don't sound like I love everybody to me. That sounds like Yah is showing favoritism towards a group of people and, you know, denouncing another group. It is what it is. It's in scripture. You see what I'm saying? The people that come from the lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are destined to be blessed. We are the blessed nations. We are the chosen people. Other nations are predestined to be cursed. It's just the way it's set up. All right. So let me keep going. Second Esdras 6, starting at verse 1. And it says, and he said unto me in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Sion were hot, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, because before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. So it's showing the power of Yah and how he brings forth life and how he can take it away. Just like your parents said, I brought you in this world, I can take it out. Same thing Yah saying here, you know, showing his great power, showing how, you know, he can create, he can destroy. You see what I'm saying? And so he's basically, talking about the end times, right? And what's supposed to happen in the end. Okay. So let's keep reading. Then verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder? Let me put this down. What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Right. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. All right. So here we go. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right. So when this world ends, the powers that are ruling in the end times will come to ruin, and Jacob and the children of Israel will rule the kingdom like we're supposed to. So the next world, which will be the kingdom of Yah, will be ruled by the children of Israel. All praises to the Most High. That sounds like favoritism to me. It sounds like favoritism to me. But let's keep going. All right. Ecclesiasticus 33, starting at verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. In much knowledge Yahweh hath divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low, and turned out of their places. You see that? Some of them he blessed and exalted, but some of them he cursed and brought low. This is preordained blessings and preordained curses. He set forth good and he set forth evil. This is how he has set up. This is a movie. We're playing a role in this movie. He has a protagonist and he has an antagonist. And he's watching everything play out. Let's read 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure. This means Yah is making and creating things to what he wants it, to wherever his liking is. This is how he's creating. So man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. Right? Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. So this is something that the Most High put forth. I mean, he preordained the blessed people that he wanted to be blessed, and he preordained the people that he wanted to be cursed. We're not all the same. We're not all created equal. It's not the truth. Even the scriptures say this stuff, right? They don't teach you this on a regular basis. So you have to understand that there are a group of people that are innately against Yah. And the children of Israel are the people with the covenant with Yah. We have the service of Yah. And so Yah loves us and he blesses us because he deals with us. You know, he is our Father, right? So now let's see if Yah hates. Let's see if Yah hates, all right? Romans 9, starting at verse 3. All right. And it says, for I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yah and the promises. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Paul ain't playing no games. It says, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yah and the promises. So if we are the only ones that were given the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the service, the law, the promises, how can other nations be not like us if they weren't given these things? Like we got to think, Israel. We have to think. All right. So let's keep reading. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh of Hamashiach, came, who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. Not as though the word of Yah hath taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel, either because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yah, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. All right, so let's keep reading. Not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yah according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Look at there again. Yah preordains these things. He calls you before you're even born. He calls you before you're even born. He calls you before you're even born. Isaac was chosen before he got here. So this whole we all the same. Yah chose a nation of people that he loved more than other nations of people, just innately. That's just the way it is. All right. Verse 12, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And people will say, well, I hated. People will like to say, well, he hated Esau because he's wicked. Exactly. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with skin color. He hated Esau because of his wickedness. You can't just hate. You can hate wickedness, but we are vessels of these things. You can't just separate from this invisible wickedness that's in the air. Like if they're like wickedness is a word. It's a description of what the action is. So if you are acting out the wickedness, you have to be hated for your wickedness. Like because I have to separate from you. That's just is what it is. That's righteous hatred. That's me trying to separate from wickedness. That's all it is. You know, we are vessels that perform these acts. So we have to deal with the consequences from our actions, right? So that's why you're going to say he hated him. He said he hated Esau. He didn't say he hated Esau's actions because The action can't be performed without the vessel. Let me say that one more time. The action can't be performed without the vessel. So you have to hate the vessel because the vessel is acting out the action. You gotta understand that. So Esau is the one being hated because he's, the wicked one, which means we have to separate from the wickedness, right? This is righteous hatred. There's nothing wrong with this. So verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yah? Yah forbid. See, there's no unrighteousness with Yah. None. This is just the way things are ordained. He has people that he elect and he has people that he curse. Let's keep going. For he said to Moshe, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. This is all what he wants to do. He will have mercy on who he will have mercy on. He will have mercy on the children of Israel, and he will have compassion on the children of Israel, but he will throw away whoever he wants to. This is what he wants to do, right? This is the order of things that he made up, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Let's keep going. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against Yah? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made us? Why hast thou made me thus? Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? You see that? He made one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. There you go. Two different subjects, a group of blessed people and a group of cursed people. This is a theme throughout the scriptures. He loved the children of Israel over other nations. He made us unto honor, and he made other nations unto dishonor. It's just the way it goes. Now, this part confuses people. Going down here, the rest of these verses confuse people. So I'm gonna break it down, and I'm gonna go into precepts to prove that this is also talking about children of Israel, and it's not talking about other Gentile nations, because we, as a nation of people, became like the Gentiles. And I'm gonna prove that. So let's keep reading. 22. What if Yah, willing to shew his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, right? And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory, even us whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. As he saith also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living Elohim. So this part right here confuses people. Let me go back to where I'm at. Go back to where I'm at. Right. So that part always confuses people. See, brother, y'all, that's talking about the Gentiles. Everybody's the same. They can be grafted in. They are our brothers too. Oh, really? I'm finna break down how this is not talking about the heathen nations. This is talking about the heathen Israelites that were casted away and were going to come back into the fold as promised by Yah. As promised by Yah. All right. So now we're finna go back into this. I'm finna show you this. This is powerful. Very powerful. All right. Let's go into it. And let's start in Hosea 2, starting at verse 1. And it says, say ye unto your brethren, Ami, and to your sisters, Ramah, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms. So at this point, Israel is acting wicked, as you can see. We're getting to a point where we're just not acting right. So let's see what happens to children of Israel and what the Most High says about the children of Israel for them being wicked. It shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith Yahweh, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel, which is in Israel, which are the people of Israel. All right. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. Same verbiage. Let's see. And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people, and they shall say, thou art my Elohim. This is the same stuff being said in Romans 9. But people claim to think that that's talking about other heathen nations. No, it's talking about the nation of Israel that were casted out, that were cut off from being a nation. But the Most High said that he would bring them back into the fold, because we have to bring the whole nation back. If we're all chosen people, and he's trying to restore us. How can you restore something that wasn't there in the first place? How are you going to restore a heathen nation that was never given the covenant? What's the restoration? Where's that at? It was never there in the first place. So how are you going to restore something that was never there? I don't know how you do that. That don't make no sense. You can't restore something that was never there. And so let's keep going. Let's go in Hosea 1:1. This is big as well, because this is nail in the coffin. This is the same stuff that was said in Romans 9, talking about the Gentile nations. Let's see. The word of Yahweh that came unto Hosea, the son of Beri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel. The beginning of the word of Yahweh by Hosea. And Yahweh said to Hosea, Go, take unto thee a wife of whoredoms and children of whoredoms, for the land hath committed great whoredom, departing from Yahweh. So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Diblam, which conceived and bare him a son. And Yahweh said unto him, Call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to cease the kingdom of the house of Israel. And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. All right. So we're going to whoredom. We get to a point where we're worshiping false idols and things of that nature. So let's see what the Most High says about the children of Israel. Same thing that was said in Romans 9. And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And Yah said unto him, Call her name Lorama, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. Right? Turn into Gentiles. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah. And we spared them. And will save them by Yahweh their Yah, by Yahweh their Yah, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. Now when she had weaned Lorama, she conceived and bare a son, and then said, Yah, call his name Loami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your Yah. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living Yah. So right here, it's talking about Israel this whole time. The heathens that you see in the New Testament are the nations of Israel that don't have their identity anymore. And they're trying to, and Yeshua's whole mission was to bring them back into the fold and bring them back to their true identity, and reunite the children of Israel, the northern and the southern kingdoms, together and gather them together. Right? So let's keep reading. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. So he's trying to restore Israel. He's not trying to restore the whole world. The whole world was never meant to be in kumbaya together. Never. This book, all it is a bunch of division in this book. Nation is with their nations. Nation is separate from other nations. It just is what it is. And so when you hear these things being said in Romans, and you think it's talking about, okay, they don't care about Israelites no more, everybody's accepted now. No, he's grafting back in the lost sheep of Israel that went away. I don't see how hard it is to understand this. It's not that hard to understand. It's talking about restoring Israel, right? So now I went off on a little tangent. Now let's go back to the topic at hand when it talks about hate. So precept to Romans 9:13, which is Malachi 1:1-4. Let's see. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. All right. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, Wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? All right. Yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. There you go again. That he hated Esau. Didn't say Esau's actions, Esau's ways, you know, Esau's iniquity. It says, I hated Esau. He hated the person. He hated, your Most High hated Esau, the person, and laid his heritage waste. That don't sound nice to me. But this is righteous because Esau was a wicked man. His nation is a wicked nation. So he hated Esau because of his wickedness. Hence the word hate in Hebrew is, to separate, to fend off, you know. Anybody that hates, Yah or the ways of Yah, you know, is worthy of to be separated from, which is nothing wrong with that. Hence the word in Hebrew, sneh, sneh, which is hate in Hebrew, which means to separate, to fend off, right? It's righteous hatred. That's all it is righteous hatred. And this is righteous judgment by Yah. This is Yah showing his love to the children of Israel, right? So let's keep going. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. Indignation forever. That is strong. That is strong, right? Right. So let's keep going. Now we're going to go back to Leviticus, and we're going to see more of this verbiage of, hatred and separating and severing. All right. So let's read. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them, that the land which I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. So Yah abhors these wicked nations, right? He abhorred them, mainly, especially at the time, the Egyptians who had us in bondage, first for a long while, right? But yeah, anybody that's of wickedness, anybody that's doing the nation of Israel wrong, the Most High abhors them, abhors it. That's a strong word. That's a strong word. Abhor is a strong word, but Yah's not a Yah of hate though. But it says right here, he abhorred them. Let's keep reading. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am Yahweh your Elohim, which have separated you from other people. He separated us from other people. All praise to the Most High. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast or by fowl or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that you should be mine. So he's showing more favoritism again. He's separating us from these other nations, from these evil, wicked nations, and we are his. He abhorred the nations, because of their evil doings. He preordained other nations to be against him. He preordained nations to be against his will. He abhors the evil, right? It's just what it is. And it's righteous hatred. Let's keep going. Leviticus 26, starting at verse 27. And if ye will not for all this hearken unto me, but walk contrary unto me, then I will walk contrary unto you also in fury, and I, even I, will chastise you 7 times for your sins, and ye shall eat the flesh of your sons, and the flesh of your daughters shall ye eat. And I will destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols. And my soul shall abhor you. My soul shall abhor you. He, like I said, he even hates wicked Israelites. If we are wicked and we're against Yah, he deals with us accordingly, right? Building up false idols and these crazy things that are defiling Yah. He hates it. He hates being defiled. He hates being disrespected. He hates the people that do it. All right. So let's continue to go. We're gonna see some more of this abhorring, this hates talk, all in the name of Yah. This is righteous hatred, right? Let's see, Deuteronomy 32, starting verse 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange Elohims. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to Yah, to Elohims whom they knew not, to new Elohims that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten Yah that formed thee. And when Yahweh saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. He abhorred them. All right? Abhorred them. Mm, So he abhors the evil people that provokes his chosen people, and he also abhors his own chosen people that if they don't decide to do right, you can go ahead and live like the Gentile then. Be out, he'll cast you out. He will cast you out. He hates wickedness. All right. So let's keep going. Psalm 5, verse 4. For thou art not a Yah that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquities. He don't say he hatest the work in the work or the iniquity in the worker, or it doesn't say that he hates what's in like the things that the worker does. It says thou hatest all workers of iniquity, the workers of the iniquity. The iniquity is the action. We are and us as people, we are the vessels of the actions that we do, right? So the Most High hates the worker, right? Which means he hates the person that's doing it. This is righteous hatred because he goes against anything, you know, that's evil. Anything that's evil, the Most High goes against it. So let's keep reading. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. Yahweh will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. So you see that again, right? Psalm 10, 2-3. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom Yahweh abhorreth. Who Yahweh abhorreth the covetous man and the wicked man who's got his own heart's desire. Yahweh abhor that. Psalm 11:5. Yahweh trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hate them. Ooh, the Most High hates it. The Most High hates it, right? Soul hate. That means, boy, it's deep rooted right there. Deep rooted. So let's keep going. Proverbs 6:16-19. These 6 things doth Yahweh hate. Doth Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. So these are people, different people that he hates. It's not the action that he hates. He hates the people that are doing the action, right? So to say Yah is not a Yah hate, hey, you have to exegete these scriptures and tell me what it's talking about, because it's obviously Yah has a form of hatred. Yah obviously has a form of hatred, but it's righteous hatred. It's not evilness. Like I said, in the Hebraic thought, the word hate in general is just in a different tongue. It's not in the West. It doesn't mean what it means in English. In the Western mindset, the Bible wasn't written in English. The Bible doesn't have a Western thought process. Like I said, the Hebrew language is completely different than the way it's arranged. The English language is arranged. Hebrew language, everything is active. In English, most things are passive. Most things in English are passive. Like, just for in general, the letter A in English just means A, but the letter Aleph in Hebrew has multiple meanings. It means Yah. It means a strong. It means strength. It means to be a strong leader. Like the Hebrew alphabet is just vast, and it's action based, unlike English. So you have to go back to the roots and what things are really, and go back to what is truly meant to be said, right? And get the true context. So let's keep going. Proverbs 22:14. The mouth of strange women is a deep pit. He that is abhorred of Yahweh shall fall therein. So Yahweh brings people to a deep pit, right? Brings people to naught. and this is righteous, in the ways of Yah. This is righteous in the ways of Yah. So now we're going to go into examples of hate without punishment from Yah. We're going to see different things from prophets that point out, hatred. And we're going to see how Yah doesn't punish them for saying the things that they say. It may sound wicked, or it might sound rude, or it might sound crazy to the average person, but when these prophets said these things in the scriptures regarding hate or regarding punishment, the Most High didn't punish them for saying this. So I'm going to go into some examples of hate without punishment from Yah, which obviously means that these, uh, uh, these were verses were righteous sayings from these people. These were righteous sayings from these people. Let's start Psalm 26, starting at verse 2. Examine me, Yahweh, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart. For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth. I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers. I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. Right? Look, he hated the congregation of evildoers. This is David showing his hatred towards evilness, and how, he wants Yah to examine him and try his reins in his heart, right? Help him walk in truth, and how he hates the congregation of evildoers. Yah didn't tell David, hey, David, stop saying you hate this and hate that, you being wicked. No, this is a righteous prayer by one of the greatest, prophets, in history. Dawid, as people call him, David, brother Dawid, and he showed his hatred towards the evildoers, which is righteous. It's righteous hatred. He wants to fend off. He wants to break away from the wickedness, right? And so the Most High never punished David for saying this. So let's keep going. Psalm 97, verse 9. For thou, Yahweh, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all Elohims. Yet that love Yahweh, ye that love Yahweh, hate evil. So there you go again. If you love Yahweh, you must hate evil. You have to love the one and hate the other, just like Yeshua said. Yeshua said you can't serve two masters. You have to love the one and hate the other. Ain't no lukewarm. You got to be all in. Ain't no 80-20. Ain't no 70-30, 60-40, 50-50. You have to be 100% in and leave the other stuff completely out. Right? So if you love Yahweh, you hate evil. And it's righteous hatred. I mean, you separate from it, right? He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked, right? So here goes a connection to Psalms 97:10, which is Amos 5:14 through 15. Let's see. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so Yahweh, the Elohim of hosts, shall be with you, as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that Yahweh, Elohim of hosts, will be gracious unto the remnant of yourself. Hate the evil. Hate the evil and love the good. This is righteous talk right here. All right, another connection. Romans 12:1-2, and in verse 9. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto Yah, which is your reasonable service. All right, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, and that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yah. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil and cleave to that which is good. Right? So, like I said, if it ain't acceptable, if it ain't of Yah, just disregard it, discard it, get it out your sight. That's righteous hatred. Right? And cleave to that which is good. Right? Which is what we try to do. We gotta cleave to which is good. It's not about, hating people for no reason. It's about, doing what's right and separating from the things that are wicked and the things that are not beneficial for us as a whole. That's all it is. I'm just trying to get as close to Yah as possible. All right. So here's a crazy example right here. This example, it sounds crazy, but Yah never said David said anything wrong. So let's read this. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. A daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. So he's talking about dashing little Gentile babies' heads against stone. dashing little Gentile babies against stones, killing little heathen children. This is extreme in the regular sense, right? But Yah never punished David for saying this. Yah never punished David for saying these things, right? He's revered as one of the greatest kings and one of the greatest prophets in the book, and he said this. If I was to say this now, I'd probably get arrested. But in the scriptures, David said this. All right. So now I'm at the last point. I'm gonna show you how the Messiah showed righteous hatred as well. And we're going to get into that. Let's go into Luke 16:13-15. No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yah and Mammon. And the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all these things, and they derided him. And he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but Yah knoweth your hearts, for that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of Yah. Right? So even Yeshua talks about how you can't serve two. You got to be all in on one, and you got to hate the other. You got to. It's righteous hatred, which means you got to separate yourself from it, period. You have to separate completely from the wicked. This, right? And so, now, let's go to John 12:25-26. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. If any man serve me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my servant be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. So you have to hate the flesh in this world. You have to hate the wickedness. You have to hate the things of this world. You can't be worried about material things you gain and all this and the money and fame and anything that's of this world, because that don't get you eternal life. You have to hate the things of this world and love Yah and love the things of Yah in order to have eternal life. Hate, the things of this life, right? Hate it, right? It's righteous hatred, because we're trying to get to a better place. We're trying to grow and get as close to Yah as possible, and continue to look towards Him, and every day look to improve and make improvements on what we can do better, right? It's the whole point. And this is Yeshua talking. This is Yeshua talking. Right? So let's keep going. Hebrews 1:8-9. But unto the Son he saith, Thy throne, O Yah, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is a scepter of thy kingdom. Thou hast loved righteousness and hated iniquity. Therefore Yah, even thy Yah, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. All right? Yah and Yeshua hates iniquity. They hate it. So they use the word hate. So obviously they hate. To say Yeshua and to say Yah are not people of hate, it's not scriptural. It's all through the scriptures. I can go on and on about how they hate iniquity and they hate the people of iniquity, right? And so, so basically, Yah and Yeshua, they were not these turn the other cheek pushovers. They meant business, and they were not playing with people. They had harsh but righteous judgment according to scriptures. And they had righteous hatred towards anybody evil, especially heathen nations. People have their image of this Jesus character that isn't biblical, right? And so I'm going to prove that with 2 Corinthians 11:4. For if he that cometh preaches another Yeshua, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which ye have not received, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. So yeah, we're at this point, man, where another Hamashiach is being presented to us as white fake Jesus Christ that was forced on us in slavery, and this is the pushover, turn the other cheek, love everybody Messiah that people worship. But they don't really understand that the true Messiah was about business. The true Messiah didn't take no crap from nobody. He fought for his people. Saying he sacrificed for his people. He was very strong. He was very bold. And he wasn't no pushover, right? And so that's the end of the PowerPoint. Yeah, that's the end of the PowerPoint. All right. So let me get back into this. All right. And so, yeah, family, I just wanted to, go over that lesson. And I kind of wanted to show you that Yah is a Yah of love always. And that hatred does not equate to wickedness all the time. It doesn't. There's such thing as righteous hatred, as I broke it down in the Hebrew. And so just because Yah hates something doesn't mean it's wicked. It's righteous hatred. Because if it's wicked, you need to separate from it. Right? If the wicked person does something evil, they need to be punished and be judged for it. That's all righteousness. Okay? So I just want y'all to understand that, family. And so I just want to, break that down. I want y'all to understand where I be coming from when I say I hate this or I hate that, or I hate European nations, or if I hate this and that. It's coming from a place of I just want to separate from the wickedness as a whole. People that are doing my people wrong, the oppression that we face every day. There's obviously something that we need to do. We need to separate and build as a nation and begin to love each other again, and come back to our culture, our nationality, and who we truly are, and then come back to law, statutes, and commandments, and follow the Most High Yah. It's not about being abrasive and treating people wrong, because I don't treat people wrong. I just want to separate from wickedness. All right, that's the whole point. And so, with that, family, I would like to say shalom. All praise to the Most High and power to the chosen people. Thanks for watching, family.